Today we are going to discuss about the optical fiber. This is just an introductory lecture, and this is related to the skill enhancement course of semester 4. So what we can see over here is that this is a generic structure basically. Okay, uh, generic structure of an optical fiber. Okay, so basically an optical fiber is a dielectric waveguide. It's a dielectric waveguide. Okay, now which ideally has a cylindrical shape as it is shown in the figure. You can see it over here. It comprises of a core. This is the core part of it, which is made up of a dielectric material which is surrounded by a cladding. Okay, so this is the cladding part. It's made up of again a dielectric material of lower refractive index. Okay, so the refractive index of the core will be greater than the refractive index of the cladding, so that it can support the total internal reflection phenomena. Now before we, we should have a bit of slight idea basically what happened over here in the case of optical fiber. Now what we know is that the first few optical fiber it had extremely large loss of 100 decibel per kilometer, means that it would hardly cover a distance of 3 meter. Okay, and this was very much unacceptable. Okay, now however further investigation revealed that just purifying the material used for this thing, it could the losses can be brought down to a very low level. In 1970 it's almost like the loss has been as low as 20 decibel per kilometer, and further refinement which took place in the area of optical fiber technology have resulted in today's state of the art optical fiber, which have an attenuation as low as 0.16 to 0.2 decibel per kilometer. So presently the the losses will be 0.16 decibel per kilometer to, say for example, 0.2 decibel per kilometer. Okay, for an operating wavelength of 1550 nanometer. So a brief again idea about this thing. Traditionally 3 wavelength, okay, operation centered around 3 wavelength is like 850 nanometer, 1300 nanometer and 1550 nanometer have been used for the communication through optical fiber. These are the 3 wavelengths which will be used for the optical communications and through the optical fiber. The choice of these 3 wavelength above the others, okay, in the spectrum is due to the combination of 2 major reasons. Now it has the reason: firstly, optical sources and photodetectors whose physical dimensions match the optical fiber dimensions were readily available for these 3 wavelengths. Okay, and secondly, and more importantly, the attenuation, that is the losses versus wavelength plot of typical glass fiber have local attenuation minima around these wavelength. Okay, so these 3 wavelength regions are referred to as, this one as the first, this one as the second, and this one as the third windows in the optical fiber communication nomenclature. Okay, now optical fiber further can broadly be classified, okay, into 2, that is the variation of the which depicts the variation of the refractive index as a function of the radial distance r from the center of the fiber, okay, for the step index as well as the graded index. So it has been subdivided into step index or graded index fiber. Now the step index and the graded index fiber, so we're talking about the step index and graded graded index fiber. Okay, the step index and the graded index fibers are called so for the reason that in this the step index, okay, the refractive index is uniform. The refractive index is uniform within the core. Okay, so in this particular region the refractive index is uniform and undergoes an abrupt change, a sudden change at the core cladding interface. So here you can think like that there has been a certain change, sudden change at the core cladding interface, whereas in the latter case, that is in the case of a graded index, here what happened is that in the case of the gradient index, the refractive index is uniform within the core and undergoes, from its peak value of n1 at the center to a to a value n2 in the cladding index. It's a gradual and continuous. It's not a abrupt change. So this is the thing. Now optical fiber, it can further be classified as single mode and multi-mode. Okay, so single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber. Basically single mode fiber, you can just summarize it like this. So you just write types of fiber here. Here you write core diameter, and then you have cladding thickness. So if we'll talk about this thing, a single mode fiber supports only a single mode of propagation through them. Okay, single mode of propagation through them actually. And then whereas you can talk about multi-mode fibers, it can support more than one mode of propagation. Okay, more than one mode of propagation through them. So typical dimension of this thing can be written over here. Say for example, we will take in the types of fiber, we'll write single mode step index. If we take this kind of fiber, the core diameter will be 8 to 12 micrometer and the cladding thickness is 125 micrometer. If we take second case, that is multi-mode index. Here in this particular case, you have core diameter 50 to 200 micrometer, and in this particular case you have 125 to 400 micrometer with cladding thickness. And the third one is the multi-mode graded index. In this particular case you have 50 to 100 micrometer core diameter, and then the cladding thickness is 125 to 140 micrometer. So this is some of the basic information as far as fiber optics is concerned. Okay, in the next lecture we'll start with the ray theory of propagation of light through the optical fiber, so which is very important to understand the optical fiber. Until then, thank you very much.